Hell is Us is a small game that was released on September 4, the same day that Hollow Knight Silksong released, and as expected the game went fairly unnoticed. I don't know why or what was the decisions made to not postpone the game by a week or so, but here we are. But anyways, this is Hell is Us. It's a small indie game developed by Rogue Factor. It is an action-adventure game that has some decent melee combat, but it's more focused on exploration and puzzle solving. From my playthrough and experience, this game feels mid, as in the middle in almost every way. And no, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it feels purposefully average. Everything from the graphics to the gameplay, the movement, the combat, everything is neither bad nor good. It just is. You know what I mean? But even then, I can confidently say that I actually had fun playing this game. Yeah, for some reason I wanted to keep going and solve the puzzles and the mysteries and figure out what the hell is happening. The game actually didn't bore me. Despite it being an Unreal 5 engine game, which does look like an UE5 game, it actually ran better than other UE5 games, which was a surprise. I mean, it's not the most optimized game out there. It certainly has its stuttering and dips in certain areas, but it was smooth for most parts. But even then, for a game of this size, it still didn't run at higher FPS than I expected, so there's still a lot of work to do, I guess. The gameplay is where Hell is Us feels quite average. The character movement is weird. I mean, it's bad by modern standards, but I honestly got used to it that it didn't affect me much, but my god, the character moves like a D-pad. Instead of the smooth turning motions that you may have seen in games from the past decade or so, the character moves in fixed 8 directions. There's no smoothness in the turns of any sorts, and there's no weight to how the dude moves. It feels like the basic sample movement from the game engine was implemented without any work done on it. And for some reason the character cannot jump or even vault over things. Now there are many games that don't allow jump, famously Hitman games, but there's still vaulting mechanics that let characters climb over small obstacles and ledges. There's absolutely none in this game. So you have to go around and find open paths, which sometimes makes exploration a little bit frustrating. Talking about exploration, the major gameplay element that's even shown in bold before starting the game is that the game has no maps, quest markers, or any sort of on-screen hint that show you where the next quest or clue or puzzle is. You have to progress everything by way of reading, talking and listening to dialogues, messages, documents, or inscriptions that then get saved in a datapad, which then help you go to where you want to go by means of looking at the environment. Basically, it means the game is not going to do any sort of hand holding. But now this is funny because the game kinda does the opposite. Sure, no maps means you need to manually search for the location, but the clues saved in the datapad literally tell you the exact location where you need to go. And the maps are not even that big to get lost. And I have played many other games without any maps or quest markers with much bigger maps, and it's really not that hard. In Hell is Us, they took away maps, but they gave you so many clues that it's really easy and quick to know where to go and what to do. Some puzzles and side content might take some more thinking, but it's fine. It's really not that hard. So I wish that they would just rather give me a map marker. Although the decision to not use maps is kinda weird to me. Because as humans, we have always made maps since we started exploring, even if it's just with a pencil and a paper. And in the game, we have a datapad and a drone that can scan things. So why not have a digital map in the datapad that updates as you explore? But hey, it is what it is. Combat. The game has combat. It's okay. See where this is going? Okay, so the combat is more like Jedi Fallen Order, but much toned down. It has the basics, you know, the block, parry, chain hits, hard hit, and dodge, but most of the time I just used block and slash. There's a drone that can help with extra powerful attacks, but it's not enough to make the fighting interesting. You can change the combat difficulty to be very hard, but since this is an exploration and puzzle solving game for the most part, I actually turned it down to easy, and with an overpowered weapon it felt good to take down these white alien thingies easily and focus on the mystery of the game. Since this game is more focused on exploring without a map, the map design, the environments and the landscape design is actually good. There are quite a few interesting spots in every area to explore and search for clues, solve mysteries and complete side quests that keep the entire game interesting. It was the world mysteries that made me curious to go exploring and figure out what's happening and what's the big story with the white alien creatures. Also, the backstory of a civil war happening between two groups of people in that region is a nice touch that showcases human nature and gives more depth to the storytelling. The conversation mechanics reminds me of old Fallout games, but it's good enough to get information out of the NPCs that help solve further mysteries. All in all, this game is right in the middle. It's not bad, it's not great. It's average enough to be curious enough to play it till the end. But there's one more concern for me. It's been over 10 days since release and there have been zero updates to the game. There are bugs, glitches and general optimization issues that need patching, and there have been none. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I really hope the developers update with patches and keep the game alive, because if not now, then maybe in the future people would pick up this game and play it. For the price it's selling at, it might be hard to recommend. But on the other hand, I do want to recommend it because it's really a fun game. Nothing too much, nothing too less, just a fun experience that I really liked. This is Hell is Us, a pretty decent game, probably just released at the wrong time.